Good evening. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us to the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Badhum Dash. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and ISO certified international educational and training institute. In last 3 years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional IGP is a training faculty for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent candidates to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualification. The Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve students and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by offering formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student job seeker, job holder, and also for learner the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, our quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like create one portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivational letter, and one knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game, website free course, converse sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional trainer, speaker and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by global linear professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and we serve them with good research and practice methods. We must have a genuine concern for the learner we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are offering best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before I move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before I move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,655 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 1,655 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.radioigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our services. So create your account once for profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy our feature. With mismatched data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace Slido. You have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous papers with verified e-certificate. Now it's easier and time limited because after the session we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, then you can download your certificate of gratitude. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download your certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in an award function which organizes combined support with RGP, you can download that also. You can easily prepare and download 18 types of research certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influencer in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities in the Pandemic, Certificate of IGP Achievement Knowledge Seeker 2020, 2021 and 2022. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching and Learning. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2, Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, Digital Classroom Engagement Tools. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4, The New Trend in Education. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5, Upskilling Organizational Leadership and Managerial Skills. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6, Trend and Innovation in Mathematics Education. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7, Research Comprehension Approach. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8, Art in Teaching Expression Program in the Art. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9, 21st Century Tool in Teaching Mathematics. Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador. Certificate of IGP Campus, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1000 plus international level quizzes with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGLB alumni. You can check out our Fipro Student Services website for free and many more. They are IGP well-wisher. I promised previously, but lack of technical problem, we are late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous solution. You solve all issues from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check out your dashboard for all website details. Mr. Korea request to check all button and pages on our website. Surely I can say you will benefit. Thank you, but note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our services. At present, we are going to start our 1656 webinar, which name is Organized and Present Data. And today our speaker's name is Dr. Shobhit Ganguly. He is from India. Before I hand over this to our speaker, sir wants to share a very little bit about him. Assistant Professor, Department of Electrical and Instrument Engineering, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Am I audible?
Sir, the stage is yours. You can start your presentation now.
Okay, fine. So once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the participants of IGP. Thanks once again, IGP, for giving me this opportunity once again to present in your platform regarding how to organize data and how to present that particular data. And data analysis or data analytics is, of course, being the hot topic of everywhere, be it from computer science background, be it from any other engineering sciences. Let us start today with something which would be of important to us. That how do we organize our data in our manuscript, in our day-to-day life, as well as for our activities in professional career as well. So we will talk about, mostly we will discuss about the importance of why should we organize this data and how should we why should we present that data. So this is the first part. We will discuss about the purpose of data analysis, why we are analyzing that particular data, and there will be several types of analysis which we'll explore one by one, and after that we will move into the presentation of the data. So as we all know that we will start with the importance of data organization and presentation. So it is definitely required for three different characteristics. One is efficient analysis. So a well organized data will be easier for us to analyze, and when your data is disorganized, it will be often challenging to identify the pattern of the data, to identify the trends of the data, and based on which some crucial decision making can be made. So of course, if you are not organizing your data properly, it will be not be utilized effectively as well. Apart from that, we talk about decision making part. So if you have a clear cut data, and when you have a clean data, of course well presented data, it will be better be able to support you in your decision making. So when your data is presented in an visually appealing fashion, or such that it is understandable by anyone, it becomes easier for the users as well, or whether they are individuals or whether they are organizations, to interpret that particular data and make some good informed decisions regarding the data. Apart from that, we can have improved communication, because effective data presentation, they help in communicating information to various stakeholders, and in a concise way, of course, in an understandable or concise way. And when it comes to investors, customers, or some internal teams, organized data will always make it convenient to convey the complex information and the key messages in a better way. And of course, visual representation should be there. It should be represented with the help of some graphs or charts that will make easier for others to grasp the information quickly. So this is why we are focusing on importance. Identifying trends or patterns, this is another important aspect. If your data is organized, you'll be able to easily identify the trends and the patterns that are evident initially. If you are organizing your data in a structured fashion, so of course there will be a good relationship that will exist between the variables, which can be found out. Say for example, there are two variables x and y, we can easily identify the relation between x and y. They are whether they are having some linear relationship, or they're having some exponential relationship, or they are having some logarithmic relationship between them. So if you are able to organize the data in a structured fashion, of course, it will be better for you to discover the relationship between the different variables that are involved, and we are able to identify the data pattern or the data trend. And it will be also giving us an insight to be innovative, able to solve some problems and make some strategic decisions as well. Apart from that, if you are looking at the accuracy of the data or the integrity of the data, if the data is not organized and it is not presented, it can lead to errors, it can lead to some inconsistencies, it can also lead to some inaccuracies in the result. So we will not be able to give a good decision making or a good analysis, and future operations cannot be predicted. So efficient data organization is equally important for maintaining the integrity of the data, or maintaining the accuracy of the data, and minimizing any potential errors, and this will further improve your data quality as well. Apart from that, we talk about storage, efficient data storage and retrieval, for which we have to present our data, or we have to organize our data. So your organized data will facilitate efficient storage and retrieval as well. So with clear data that is being organized, and we'll be able to locate it very easily, we'll be able to retrieve it with specific informations is required, we can easily search it out, and it will be faster and easier as well. So this will save a considerable amount of time, and it will allow us to be more productive with the use of the data. Now, next we will discuss about the purpose. As we told, what is the purpose of the data analysis, and then we'll discuss some of the data analytics related to, and their forms, how to sort and how to clean those data, how to format those data, and finally present it. So, basic purpose is to develop some meaningful insights, or draw some conclusions, or make some informed decisions on the based on the collected data. So, data analysis basically deals with the process of inspecting the data, cleaning the data, transforming the data, and finally modeling that particular data to identify some trends, some patterns, some relationships between them. So our goal will be to derive some insights of the data and improve some understanding of a particular phenomena, be it business, be it science, be it healthcare, or any other relevant uh, engineering, sciences, everything it can relate to. So it involves several things. We will discuss about the different types of analysis that we do make with the data. First is the descriptive analysis. It is describing or summarizing a data to gain better understanding of the data, such as we normally calculate from the data the mean, the measures of central tendency, rather the mean, the median, sometimes even mode as well. Sometimes we find out some standards of deviation in the form of standard deviation or any frequency distribution. So this basically gives you and helps you in organizing and presenting a data in a meaningful way. Say, for example, I am dealing with some stochastic techniques and I'm finding out the mean value, so it has got some relevance as well. Or if we are finding out the standard deviation, so it has got certain specific relevance of finding out the mean or finding out the standard deviation. So basically, we are trying to summarize your data by finding out some measure of central tendency in the form of average, in the form of median, or in the form of mode, as well as we can find out some measures of dispersion in the form of standard deviation or even the frequency distribution as well. Next comes the diagnostic analysis. Diagnostic analysis will deal with identify the cause and effect relationship between different variables to understand why certain events or certain outcomes have taken place. So we are more interested in investigating some patterns or investigating some anomalies present in the data, identifying the root causes, and explaining also the phenomena that results in those root causes. So this is basically a diagnostics which we are following, or diagnose your data or identify some cause and effect relationship between the different variables, and how we are able to recognize that whether any event or any outcome has taken place or not. Next comes predictive analysis. This is another use of historical data or some statistical techniques to create certain models and make predictions about some future trends. Say, for example, you are having the data of some rainfall or something of that sort, and you want to have a future prediction of the weather conditions ahead. So it is definitely used for forecasting. It can be used for stock market prediction as well, for forecasting of stocks. Demand planning, of course, risk assessment, definitely it is required. And of course, you have to have some decision making as well associated based on the likely scenarios. So here in predictive analytics, we are dealing with mostly the historical data, or some statistical techniques are being applied to develop certain mathematical models, and we are to predict about some future trends or outcomes. Now comes prescriptive analysis. So basically, we are recommending the best course of action that must be taken, or we are making some optimal, or finding out the optimal solution of any analysis, simulation, or even some sort of optimization which we have applied for a particular set of data. So basically, it uses some data driven techniques, and this can be applied to guide some decision making or making some suggestive actions, and that can lead to some optimized decision or optimized uh, desired outcomes. So mostly, it is the optimal solution that we are focusing based on the analysis that we perform, or the based on the simulations that we perform, or based on certain optimization techniques. We are trying to recommend to the system the best course of action that should be taken based on the information we are provided with. Next comes exploratory analysis. This is another open-ended analysis that we conduct to discover some new patterns. Although you may see that there are some relations of calculating or identifying some new patterns, some new relationship between the variables, or some gaining some insights that were previously known or explored as well. So exploratory research is used basically for producing some hypothesis. It is equally applicable in data mining techniques as well, and for I should say, for any hidden pattern that you want to exploit or you want to find out. So, uncovering any hidden pattern or hidden trend that you wish to perform. So, exploratory analysis is carried out for that. Now we are going to discuss about how we can sort the data or how we can categorize the data, and then we can come to the cleaning of the data and the formatting of the data, and after that we will go into the presentation of the data. So we are into the first part of our lecture today, dealing with how you organize your data effectively, and then we'll go into the presentation of the part. So basically we need to decide that what will be my sorting criteria based on the data you are available with. What will How will I decide which attributes or which variables should be used as parameters to be sorted. For example, you are having some customer data based on some geographic location, based on the frequency of purchase, or based on the total amount being spent. So you have to definitely categorize or sort the data accordingly. You may see that whenever you go to any shopping site online, of course, there are several filters available, whether you want to sort it based on the price, whether you want to purchase it based on the some geographic location. So of course some filters are definitely there. Sometimes you want to buy a product based on the popularity of the item. So this way or the other, you must learn how to define your criteria sorting, and uh, how would you categorize the data, or which type of data or which type of attributes do you want. Say if you are looking for purchase frequency, you'll definitely look in some other ways. If you are interested in finding out the geographic location based on the purchase that they do for any particular product or any particular local made product, or the amount of money they spent usually on a shopping site online on a monthly basis or something of that sort. So you will be getting a raw data. You have to categorize that data or sort that data accordingly. Choosing a suitable tool, of course there are several tools available, like Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets, to easily sort or categorize your data. So these are the two important tools. There are several also which can provide some functions, and which can provide some features that will simplify your filtering process. Apart from that, you have to arrange your data. So now you have got some data, and now you need to arrange it column wise, row wise, or you have to sort it variable wise. You have to start from ascending order, or you have to start from descending order. So these type of things you must also know how to make use of it, so that it looks in a better presentable way, so that everyone can understand from your presentation, from your organizing of data, that will be fruitful for you. Then you have to select the data that has to be sorted. So once you have taken it in a certain range or something of that sort, say for example, I'll not categorize online shopping, which I'm quoting the example. If the online shopping site provides an information that some person X is shopping between 5,000 to 10,000, some between 10,000 to 20,000 categories, some higher above that. So likewise, we can talk about, and we can identify the range of the data that you are going to sort, that which category of persons or which specific columns or rows that you want to cover in your data set, or you are going to take into account the entire data set. So here also you have to be very selective in sorting out your data. Now, once you have sorted, there must be some sorting applications as well. Say, for example, you have to locate certain functionalities in Excel. The sort feature is already available under the data tab, And if you are choosing some appropriate options, sorting options based on your defined criteria, and how to specify the columns and what should be the order, sorting order. Definitely we had been discussing about whether to organize in ascending or descending order. That also you need to look. Apart from that, we can evaluate and verify various sorting results as well. So after the sorting is being done, of course there must be some review that whether that particular data is appropriately sorted or not as per the criteria you have set. And you have to also ensure that the data sorting that has been carried out, that is free from any error or free from any inconsistencies that may have occurred during the sorting process. So we have to understand the data, we have to speculate, and we have to introspect as well to find out that whether we are sorting the data appropriately or whether we are evaluating it appropriately. uh, Next comes categorization of the data. So once you have sorted the data, we need to categorize further if it is desired. So any additional columns or the fields that has to be created to assign some categories based on certain specific, or rather important attributes or important variables as well. So if you are categorizing customers based on the age groups or based on the income brackets or based on the amount they spent in an online shopping site or likewise, so you have to make certain columns. Say for example, you get sorting order, and you find that they are in descending order or ascending order, and you further need to categorize. Of course you can put it in some additional columns or fields to assign some specific categories for those attributes or for those variables as well. We may use filters, of course. If you are working with Excel or any Google spreadsheet, definitely you can use filters. You can use the pivot tables as well, which can additionally categorize or analyze your data. And we have to apply some of the functionalities to further segment this particular data or further organize this data based on some specific criteria or based on some specific variables as well. Finally, documenting and labeling the categories. So, of course, you have to clearly label the document, and you have to categorize so as to create that you can easily understand later on and navigate from your on your data set that you have created. And it also must ensure consistency of the data and making it easier for you to retrieve the data or the information or the relevant information if you want to do it later on. Apart from that, you have to also maintain some data categorization or update it from time to time if your data is dynamic enough or it is regularly being updated. You have to ensure consistency in sorting this data or categorizing this data with the help of new entries as well. So if you are putting some new data entries, and of course if you are applying those filters, there may be some initial attributes that it may not fit. So of course you need to change your attributes or relationship between the variables that you are working with. So your data set must remain organized and up to date as well, what I mean to say. So we are complete with different categories in sorting and or categorizing your data or identifying your data and sorting it based on some sorting criteria. Now we'll move ahead for how will we clean the data and how will I format the data. So this is also another crucial step for your data to be pre-processed and also be placed on the pipeline. And it ensures your data must be accurate, your data must be consistent, and it is free from error, and it is ready for analysis on or any machine learning techniques that you wish to apply for it. Now, when it comes to data cleaning and formatting, we first talk about inspecting that particular data and understanding the data. So, what we need to do is to examine the raw data to understand its structure, the number of variables that are there, what are the potential issues that are occurring, as well as we are also going to identify if there are any missing values, if there are any inconsistencies or errors associated with the data. So the first thing that we need to do is, despite the fact that we have sorted the data, we have categorized the data, we are still going to inspect the data and understand the data thoroughly. There may be some chances of any missing value for which some informed decisions cannot be taken, or you are dealing with or deciding on a particular strategy for handling any missing data, if there is a deletion of the data or if there is some flagging being associated. Even some common imputation methods can include calculating your measures of central tendency like mean, median, and mode, or any using any predictive model also to address any missing values as well. Data transformation, this is another particular part. We need to standardize or normalize your numerical data in such a way that we understand the numerical features associated, to bring them on a particular common scale. Say, for example, you have some data of the order of 10 to the power minus 15, and if there is a data which is of 10 to the power minus 3, so both cannot be taken together. So we need to somehow standardize or normalize our data. Apart from that, we can apply also some transformations. Say, for example, if I want to show the data on a log scale, it would be better for me to visualize the particular data. So some distributions may be also associated. We can reduce the skewness of the data and make the distribution more and more normal. Finally, encoding your categorical values that we are using different techniques, and label encoding is one of the techniques, and or hot encoding is another technique that are there. So there are three basic steps of data transformation: one, to standardize or normalize the data, then apply some transformations like putting it in the log scale or putting it in the semi log scale or something of that sort, and the third is how you encode your categorical variables that are associated. Apart from that, we will always try to remove the duplicates in the data. So if there are chances that there are some duplicate rows or duplicate records that are there, if we have to find out, so we must identify the duplicate records and remove the duplicate rows or the records from our data set as well. Handling inconsistencies, of course, we have to be correcting the inconsistencies or the erroneous values that are present in the data based on some domain knowledge or based on some data inspection techniques as well. So we have to ensure that the data must be consistent in terms of units, formatting is being done clearly, and naming conventions have been used appropriately. Now, coming to feature extractions, or creating some new feature that may provide some additional insights or provide some benefit for predicting some new things, and you can combine, you can also derive or extract features from the existing ones. So there are two types of things: either you create your own feature to provide additional insights, or you can derive or extract features from the existing data. Date and time formatting. So of course, this is also equally important. Say, for example, I'm floating a Google form, and I'll ask you to submit those Google form by within a particular date, and that those dates and times that must be telling with in the time frame and time formats, or there should be some consistency of date and time. So of course, we must ensure that if you are calling it by day wise or something of that sort, we need to formulate also some relevant information like day, month, year, or what type of variables in which we can arrange them. So absolutely up to you, how do you require your answers to be. Now comes the data processing part, or rather the text processing part. Here we should remove some special characters, some punctuations that are there, any other irrelevant information that are available. You also need to tokenize your text, convert it into lowercase or and also sometimes remove some stop words if they are necessary. So these type of processing must be there, because special characters are sometimes not accepted. Any punctuation, any colon or semicolon of these type of marks are also not accepted. Some irrelevant information that are available, that has to be cleaned as well. Next comes data validation. So we need to now validate our data against our predefined rules or against some predefined constraints, and check for any logical errors or data integrity issues, or some data manipulation issues or something of that sort, that has to be justified. Now once we reach our data validation, now it's our job to integrate that particular data. So combining the data or integrating it from multiple sources, if it is there from multiple sources, and we must also ensure that my data is aligned and my data is consistent as well. Data splitting. So of course, when we talk about data sets in training models, in validation models, in some test sets, we must also split our data set into different categories, like when we are training that particular data, when we are validating that particular data, or when we are putting it in some test bed for to be applied for machine learning techniques as well. So ensuring that your split your maintains the distribution of the target variable. So of course, it must be not the training data set that should be included or confused with the data validation part and so on. Now comes when you are cleaning that particular data, or we must also document it as well. So we must record the rationale that is being taken to take up certain decisions, and behind some decisions involved during that process. So what was the judgment, what was the thought process that were there. So we must also register or record it as well. So documentation is equally essential. Automating this process would be a better proposition, to automate this particular process, but everything cannot be done manually, every filtering cannot be done manually. So some scripting languages which are popularly used, like Python, and there are some libraries like Pandas or NumPy, or even skitlearn. These type of platforms are already there for automating or cleaning or formatting your tasks. Iterative process. Of course, when we are cleaning the data, or when we are looking for formatting the data, it must be involved through some multiple iterations, and insights must be gained, and analyzing the progress must be there. Now when we are now moving on gradually into the data visualization part, or presenting that particular data, so how to choose the right data visualization tool. This is equally important. We have to consider several factors, like what are your goals, what is your data, how would you characterize your data, what are the features of the data, any technical skills that are there involved in that particular data set, or some preferences that you want to set, that this must be visualized, or this data must be reflected through some tables or figures or charts. What type of a chart? There are you have your goals to define your objectives or clarify for the data visualization part. We are exploring certain pattern, or you are communicating certain insights, or you are tracking some new trends, some patterns, or if there is something else that you have in your mind. So of course you have to, for your data presentation, of course you must in order to visualize data, definitely you must have some predefined goals. Understanding the data, you need to understand your nature of the data, the size of the data, the complexity of the data, and further the structure of the data. So this is equally important. We consider data types, be it numerical, be it categorical, be it textual data, And we also need to highlight upon the dimensions of the data and also the relationship of the data as well. Now you have to assess certain technical skills. So some programming knowledges or the tools that you are comfortable with. Are you doing some sort of a coding, or do you prefer to do it in a more user-friendly interface like Excel, or if you are doing some coding using Python or something of that sort? So depending upon which, you have to assess your technical skills required for processing the data or presenting that particular data. Types of visualizations, definitely we need to identify what are the different types of visualizations that can best suit your data or best suit your objectives. So if you are looking for bar charts or line charts, or whether you want a scatter plot, whether you want to show it in the form of a heat map, or any geospatial visualizations that you want to improvise upon, or any other advanced visualizations that like network diagrams or tree maps, likewise you want to present it through. So we need to define some tool selection criteria as well, whether you're using a particular tool which is user friendly, easy to use, whether we can customize your visualizations based on the specific needs and the specific branding. Apart from that, how your tool is interactive with some visualizations, whether it allows your users to explore data on their own or not, and what kind of a connectivity that you have from the data sources and the data formats. So we must also ensure that your tool can connect to various types of data sources and various types of data formats as well. So prime focus is on the user friendly aspects, customizability aspects, interconnectivity, and finally how you are making use of that particular tool for various data sources and various data formats. Apart from that, we also need to ensure the scalability, that if you are dealing with some large data sets, you must also consider certain tools that can handle the scale without some performance issues. So available libraries, of course, if you are doing some programming languages like Python or R, which are user friendly mostly, and you must have the accessibility of the different popular visualization libraries like MATLAB, Matplotlib, Seaborn, ggplot2, Plotly. So these type of tools you must be familiar with, that by virtue of which you are able to better represent that particular data. And of course, how easily you can export your data, or how easily you can share your visualization with others, that is also equally essential for selecting the tool. Apart from that, if there is an availability of tutorials or any documentations, or some user communities are available, what type of community facility and what type of support facilities are available with these tools, you must also ensure that. Sometimes it say, for example, we are talking about our platform, we are talking about Python. These are open source tools, so of course they are freely available. So of course, cost is at certain point of time being an issue, and you have to subscribe, or whether it's a one time purchase or not, that you need to also look into. So these are some of the available tools that you can explore. Tableau is there, Power BI is there, QlikView is there. You have Google Data Studio. We have Matplotlib, which is available with the Python library. Seaborn, which is also available in Python library. R package produces ggplot2. Plotly is there for Python, R, as well as JavaScript as well. So Excel is of course there for the basic visualizations as well. So if you require some advanced version of the visualization or custom visualizations, definitely we have to go for the advanced tools. Now, choosing the appropriate tools for visualization, this is also equally important. So we need to have many tools that offer trial versions or free versions are available, but we need to experiment with a few tools to see how they can handle your data and how they can align, that can align with your goals. Of course, some feedback, some collaborations are definitely required. If you are working in a particular team, you need to gather feedback from your team members, that which tool to be chosen or aligned, and with everyone's needs, you can have a final decision of selecting the best tool that suits your goals, that suits your data characteristics, that suits your technical skills, abilities as well. Now, talking about communication, insights, and analysis. So, we need to effectively involve some translating or some complex information in a clear and meaningful way that will resonate with the audience, so that your audience, your target audience, can get to know what you are willing to say or communicate through your presentation. So there are certain aspects over here we will discuss one by one, identifying the important findings. Of course, when you are having some analysis, some sort of analysis, you must identify the most important findings that you have and the most important insights that you have about the analysis. So focus should be there, that what matters most, and avoiding overwhelming your audience or with too much detailing. So you have to state a very clear and message that you want to convey. So this is equally important, that you should be concise enough, you should be specific enough, you should be aligned with the purpose of your communication as well. So use as many visuals as possible to support your insights, because people easily can relate or understand the trends of the data, or some comparisons through some relationship with your data. They can easily get attached to it. So try to use as much visuals as possible as well. Contextual. So of course, you have to be contextual with respect to your audience. Say, for example, if I'm showing anything which is too technical, of course you people will not be able to relate too much on it, and you'll gradually lose track. So of course you must understand the data sources, you must understand what methodology you will adapt, and is there any limitation of your technique. So you have to be very specific regarding explaining the context in which your insights were obtained. So you should narrate a particular story. You can take some examples, you can begin with an introduction, you can set the stage, and then followed by some main insights, and then you can provide some conclusions or implications or actions that has to be taken. Analyze the so what. So of course, when you are presenting beyond your data, or explaining the implications of your findings, so answer the question, so what does it mean, or why are these insights that you are quoting are important or significant from your audience. So of course you have to supposed to communicate in such a way that you are catering to the audience, and the level of technical detail based on the audience's expertise. Of course you are using a particular language, or you can use some examples that they can relate to quickly and easily. Apart from that, you need to draw some analogies or create some metaphors, so that they can simply understand any complex concepts, and it will help them also easier to understand as well. So these are some of the essential tricks that we must understand while presenting the data. Once the data is sorted, categorized, or cleaned and filtered and formatted, and we make some informed decisions regarding the trends, regarding the patterns after that. And of course, you must provide evidence to whatever insights that you are giving. So based on some relevant data or data points, this adds value to your analysis as well as conclusions as well. So you'll be credited definitely in some way or the other. Apart from that, you must highlight some actionable items. So of course, if possible, if you are putting some recommendations or steps that has to be taken based on your insights, or help your audience understand that how can apply this particular information. Engage with stories. Of course, if you are narrating through a story, of course through some examples, illustrate your insights. Stories can make the information even more relatable, and it is memorable as well, it remains in our memory. Interactivity. Of course, if you are presenting in front of in-person presentation, if you are giving presenting virtually, you can engage your audience with some interactive elements, like questions or even some polls, some discussions, some quizzes likewise. Apart from that, we have to engage some presentation tools as well. We need to utilize some appropriate presentation tools like PowerPoint or something of that sort. You can apply some animations, some transitions in between, some multimedia you can engage some infographics. You can have to have better engagement and understanding as well. Apart from that, you may emphasize for visual and design consistency. You can make your maintain consistency and the design elements in such a way that across the presentation it remains same, so that there has to be some visually appealing experience, or maintain a coherence of the visually appealing experience as well. If you are practicing your presentation multiple times to ensure that you are delivering it smoothly, this is another way. Rehearse about some of the talking points, some important points. Improve your pacing. Keep some pauses in between, some transitions in between likewise. And better way is to get some feedback from your colleagues, from your mentors, from your peers, to improve the clarity of thought or improve the effective way of communicating as well. And best way is to listen to any, pay attention to your audience's reactions based on your presentation. Say for example, when we are looking at these live sessions, and after that, after the live session is over, I normally have a tendency to look back at my television, what type of questions were about asked and how have I delivered, and it will be automatically preparing you better, in a better way, that how do you respond to the reaction of the audience based on your presentation, what type of questionings are there apart after your presentation, and based on which you need to adapt your communication skills or engagement in questions and answers. And some follow-ups, of course, when your presentation is done, provide some resources, provide some materials, provide some information, or the ways by virtue of which the audience can reach out to you for some discussion or improving some other skills as well. Finally, we are concluding today that we have been presenting in last half an hour or 45 minutes. I have been engaging you people for how would you organize and present your data, and how to do it using some planning, using some thoughtful design, or using some effective communication as well. So effective data communication or data presentation is basically a blend that is there of science as well as arts, and it is about conveying your information accurately, without errors, meaningfully, and at the same time engaging your audience and developing interest in them so that they understand better as well. And with careful planning and practice, you can turn your data into some actionable insights, of course, that will drive some informed decisions. So with this, I end up today regarding my discussion, regarding my short talk, that how would you present your data, or how would you organize your data. And we have covered mostly the aspects related to data analysis, related to how to clean and format data. And I told you that you had been using several tools, you might have used several tools, you had been using several tools in future as well. Definitely, how will you create the visualization effect, how will you present your data, that is most equally important for submissions in manuscript submission, whether we talk about any research proposal that you are submitting, whether it's a presentation that you are preparing to deliver in a conference, and likewise. So this is a way that you must understand that how would I make use of data presentation, or organizing the data in such a way that it is providing some meaningful information, and we are able to reach out to the audience and get some exchanges. So what do you, ma'am? Of course, I would expect some good amount of questioning in the question answer session today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP Knowledge Seeker. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable sir, please stay with us. After a short video, we will be back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. So our first question is member question. How can we justify that 6,000 respond presentable enough to represent the population of 900 million people as sampling technique that would satisfy the method result based set? Speak measurable, attainable, reliable, time bound, reasonable, efficient, strong basis, truth, represent, and valid.
But I'm not finding any question as such. How can we justify? Okay. So it must be specific to your particular branch or that you are dealing with, that there are respondents which are a huge data. As we can find out, 6,000 respondents normally we do not get, and we are to present that particular data, and there is a population size which we are also talking about, 900 million people. So of course that is also tremendous. So we have to check in that what kind of a sampling technique that we can apply to get the specific part or any specific information that you want. So this what you are handling is basically a huge data set, and this is a big data problem that you are focusing on, and you have to be there are several things that you have mentioned, which from I am basically from engineering side, so basically it is dealing with some data. I think uh, you are asking for a sample size, or that we are not able to get it, because you are having some specific techniques or some measurable techniques or something which is attainable, reliable. At the same time, it has to be time bound. So several factors or several attributes you have added up. Okay, what I do take into account. So of course, sample size is also big, and as well as the population size is also big. So we have to check out what kind of a sampling technique that we would rather apply. Of course, it's a huge data set that you are dealing with, and of course, several attributes you have added upon, and there are some attributes which are of course not measurable as well. So we have to use certain classifiers or certain things, first of all, to break down the data into what kind of information that you require. So if it would have been better that if you are specifying specifically what kind of a problem that you are dealing with, I could have addressed it more in a more better way as well. Over to you, ma'am. Because I think this is a respondent that relates to certain population that he or she is dealing with.
Thank you so much, sir, for your answer. Sir, there is no more questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Bye bye.
Honorable sir, before we move to the next website certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can. The IGP knowledge is time for the web certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of a regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP knowledge is time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of a regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Application process. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a learning session and get enrolled. After watching complete part 1, click move to the next, which is a learning test. Passing mark 80%. If pass, back to the course again to download your certificate. If fail to retake the course. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching complete part 1, move to the next, which is a learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the course. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP Knowledge Seekers, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.slido.com and the quiz code is 1893776. I repeat the code 1893776. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 35 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is use heading to organize and present data. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 is the right answer. 89% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Chilena is holding the first position. Our second question is this help to organize and present data. Option 1 frequency distribution table. Option 3 a sheet of paper with ascribed numbers. Option 1 is the right answer. 91% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Engineering Miran is holding the first position. Our third question is tool used to organize and present data information. Option 1 spreadsheets. Option 2 Gmail. Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, John is holding the first position. Our fourth question is used to describe, summarize, organize, and present data. Option 1 descriptive statistic. Option 2 inferential statistic. Option 1 is the right answer. 86% people are right here. In the leaderboard, John is holding the first position. Our fifth question is A def is the simplest way to organize and present data. Option 1 data table, option 2 gap. Option 1 is the right answer. 70% people are right here in the leaderboard. John is holding the first position. Our sixth question is a table organized and present data in rows and columns. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 is the right answer. 94% people are right here in the leaderboard. John is holding the first position. Our seventh question is a way to organize and present data from database. Option 1 tables, option 2 reports. Option 2 is the right answer. 8% people are right here in the leaderboard. Vivian is holding the first position. Our eighth question is what is the simplest way to organize and present data? Option 1 line gap, option 2 data table. Option 2 is the right answer. 92% people are right here in the leaderboard. John is holding the first position. Our second last question of the session is descriptive statistics you are used to summarize, organize, and present data. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 is the right answer. 97% people are right here in the leaderboard. John is holding the first position. Our last and final question of the session is what is used to organize and present data in rows and columns? Option 1 table, option 2 graph. Option 1 is the right answer. 85% people are right here. So congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed the skill. Never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to a goal, not a people of things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the unlike button, I again want to thank all IGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.